Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I've got a very, very exciting guest. I'm always excited about the guests that I bring your way. So, on this series of my diaspora journey, we are going to be talking about a topic that may just transform your life. So, today, for those that don't know me, my name is Abia Sonia, and I'm just going to allow my guest to introduce herself. So, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Sonia. Thank you for inviting me onto this show. My name is Layo Rems. I am a mother to two young adults. I am a youth minister, and I'm also the CEO and founder of Blossom Foundation, a charity, sorry, registered in England and Wales, and provides services for the African girls and young adults in the age group of 10 to 20. I'm also a mentor and a coach, and I think that's about it.
Okay, you wear so many hats I can see. And you say
Yeah.
you're a mother to two young adults. You don't look it. So,
Thank you. Mhm.
so Blossom, that is really good. You say you're a charity in England and in Wales as well. That's really good.
Yeah.
Into places at the same time. So today we're actually going to talk about your story. So can you just, give us a little bit of a background into your story. And also, thank you so much for honoring my invitation. This means a lot to us because we know that in one way or the other, your story is definitely going to transform the lives of people because yours is a very unique one. So, can you give us a little bit of a background story about yourself and about what you do?
Okay. So, where do I start? Because my story is in many, many bits.
Okay,
So,
the title of today's episode is Inspiring Positive Change in
right.
Girls' Lives Through Personal Experience. So maybe you should take it from there. What
Okay.
inspired you and stuff?
Right. So, I'm going to start with where the inspiration came from. So, I think in 2012, I lost my late husband, and I was at home. I had a guest who came to see me, Dr. Bolanle Jeffries, Omo Bolan Jeffries, and just came to see me to see how I was doing, and we got into a conversation, and she asked what I wanted to do next, and I was just smiling. I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. And I said I like encouraging women, young women, and said, okay, so why don't you start with that? And that's where Blossom pretty much started from. But the original journey, or should I say, the origination of Blossom Foundation, came from my own personal journey. So I come from a generation of those that were born in London and taken back to Nigeria and brought back again. And when I came back at age 16, I struggled with a lot of stuff. First, mom and dad were back home in Nigeria, so I was staying here with my older brothers. And, they were all preparing, sorting their lives out. So I was the youngest. Um, I went to secondary school to do my GCSEs, and I struggled with that, obviously, because coming from an African educational system to the UK educational system, they were totally two different things. And I struggled with my GCSEs. In fact, I didn't do very well. I think I might have just about passed one or two subjects. Arts being one of them. And again, I think that came natural for me. I'm quite artistic. But then the struggle wasn't so much. Well, that was the beginning of the struggle. So then struggling to find out what I really wanted to do, doing this course here today and changing it tomorrow. I was almost confused, to be honest. But then I still carried on with life and enjoying life. And then mom passed away again. That threw me on another whole journey. And I was 21 when mom passed away. By the time I turned 24, dad passed away as well. So again, I was struggling. And I think I sort of had a temporary amnesia because I'm this kind of person. I just, if it's not fun, I really don't want to know, to be honest. And I sort of block things. Not that I don't know that they've happened. I know they've happened, but I see them as distractions, and I don't like them to distract me. So I move on. But I think it was when my late husband passed away that my eyes just opened, and I was like, hold on a minute, back up, back up, back up. You have been through, and I started to count the things. I was like, wow. And I didn't even remember I'd gone through all these things. And
Hmm.
then people who knew me started telling me, oh, you're very strong. Oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, am I? And it was from then, I think one day I really sat down and I was really in my thoughts with God. And, again, I'm the kind of person, I get irritated by people's behaviors, in particular women. I know that sounds strange, but I would see women behave a certain way, and that would irritate me. So I sat down and I was just in my thoughts, thinking, going through my own journey, and I said, why do people behave like this? Just me thinking. And God said to me that, look, you have me. I have helped you through your journey. There are many
Hmm.
women that don't know who I am. There are many women who know I am, and they're still struggling. And the struggle is not from where they are presently or currently, but the struggle has started from childhood. Again, this was me looking at my own journey as a child and the
Hmm.
things that I've been through. And it was then the penny dropped that, wow, that's why some women behave a certain way. All the things they've been through, it's not being dealt with. And you have women who going have mental health issues, you have women who go into bad relationships because of the things they have been through, and nobody's helped them with it. They're struggling. So God said, I want you to work with the next generation of women because things have to change. And that was how Blossom Foundation really clicked. And we started in 2013 with online radio, talking about real life experiences and how do people deal with things. And by 2018, we registered as a charity. 2016, we had a workshop. And I remember it was packed. There were a lot of people there. And it was done at a school on a Saturday.
Wow.
And as of September this year, we celebrated 10 years. And yeah, it's been a journey, a lovely, amazing journey. I don't think I would do anything else other than what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie. I actually found my purpose. And in finding my purpose, I found healing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that is deep. So first, I would like to say condolences on the loss of your husband and your parents as well within a space of 3 years. That must have been intense,
Yeah.
considering you left home 4 years or 5 years before then.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I think I would join the people that said you are a strong woman. They were
Hmm.
absolutely right.
Hmm.
And the fact that you seem to have a bit of a delayed reaction to things, or you just dust yourself up and you move on, seems to be your coping strategy, and how
Yeah.
you resilience up as well. That is quite inspiring because not a lot of people will be able to do that. One is enough to send people down, down, and
Hmm.
yours is three. Is and then you have two young children as well. That is just really, really inspiring. So yes, I will join them to echo that, and I say yes, you are indeed strong, and
Thank
I
you.
just thank God for you. So you said 10 years, 10 solid years of doing Blossom.
Yeah.
You and I know that it's not it's not a walk in the park, right? It's
Nah.
not easy. Try to bring because I work in schools for years.
Hmm.
Took a break off for about 8 years teaching, took a break off, went back again in different capacities. So I know that when you're working with teenagers, it's not easy. It's
Yep.
not going to be like that, right? And then you have been at this Blossom Foundation. Even my daughter has been in that your foundation. And I know that, yes, it's very, very impactful because I believe that it takes a village to bring up a child, to bring
Absolutely.
up children. It takes a village, right?
Yeah.
So, can you just talk us through it? How did you remain consistent? And what do Blossom do? I know they help Black young girls and things like that. What do you do, and how do you remain consistent for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a decade. How did you remain consistent?
I think consistency with anything anyone does in life comes with passion. If you're not
Mm,
passionate about that thing, if you don't have a stake in it, if your heart is not in it, then I mean, you will fall by the wayside. I mean, many people have set up charities. Some people have set up charities because they see other people doing it. Some people have set up business because they see other people doing it, and they'll do it for X amount of years, and then he dies because it's not a calling, it's not a part of you. And when I say a calling, everyone has a calling that is interwoven into that being, and you might see it at the beginning, you might not see it. It might take for you to go through X amount of trials before the penny drops and you're connected to your calling and the reason, your purpose, why you have been created. So for me, what has kept me consistent first is God. Secondly, is the fact that I really want to see a change. It's that simple. I really, really want to see a change. I believe our young people have so much to offer if only we give them the time, if only we're there to support them, if only we give them the ear to listen, to understand the challenges they're going through and say, you know what, I'm here for you, I will help you. So for me, I want to see women who are better than us. I'm not saying we're bad women or we have terrible women, but I want to see women who have done, or who will do much better than we are doing currently. And so
yeah.
that's where my mind is, and that's what keeps me consistent. And in everything I do with Blossom Foundation, and the way I sort of run the organization, I mean, I have an amazing team who work with me, and God bless them. I wouldn't have been able to pull it this far without them. But the way, the vision I have about Blossom in my head is that anyone who walks in through the door must gain something, whether it's a volunteer, whether it's a board of trustees, whether it's a child, whether it's a parent, anyone, or partnership, people who do partner work, anyone who walks through that door must leave with something positive that they can take with them. Um, so that's how Blossom operates. But Blossom does a lot of things. You're Nigerian like I am, and we know our parents are focused on education, be a doctor, be a lawyer, this and that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they also fail to understand that there's some life skills that are missing for our young people, and that is where the struggle comes in their young adult age, in their teenage age. And so Blossom Foundation tries to bridge that gap. That's number one. We also try to bridge the gap between the generations of people who were parents who were born in Nigeria or other African countries, and the young people who were born here. There's a miscommunication. There's a breakdown in translation for that. The two generations. So Blossom Foundations tries to bridge that gap, to support parents, to help parents understand their teens, to help teens understand their parents, and so that they can be the best in every area of their life, be it socially, mentally, physically, emotionally, a round up human being. And that's what we're trying to achieve at the foundation.
Yeah. I like the fact that you said, often people have a vision, but the thing is, there is no clarity.
Yeah,
You seem to, from what I've deducted from what you said, you seem to have clarity about your vision. So
yeah,
you're able to communicate this to people that come to volunteer, or the children that come for the services, and
yeah,
even the parents that are bringing their children and
yeah,
trusting them to you. So if you're out there today, you feel like, okay, fine, I'm inspired by Layo's story. I don't want to be complaining about what is not being done. I want to do it. Please do well to have clarity,
yeah,
know what you're doing, communicate it by writing it down properly, so that those that are going to run with you on that vision, they will understand it, and that you will all operate from the same end point, and oh sorry, end goal, right? And also another thing that I hear you say is that with Blossom, there the video, whatever you're doing, is tailored around meeting that particular vision.
Yeah.
So which what that means is that you know exactly what needs to be done in order
Yeah.
to be able to achieve it. So it's one thing for you to have to see, okay, this thing is not here. I want to be able to do it. But how? What vehicle? What are you going to be able to deliver your vision to be able
Hmm.
to bring the outcome that you envisioned? Is very, very important. You
Yeah.
clearly have that. And your setup as well is one thing, is you have, was it board of directors that you said before? You have board
Trustees.
of directors,
Yeah.
trustees. So you have trustees. So what that means, you have policies, you
Yeah.
have constitutions and
Yeah.
all of those things that need to be abided to, so that there is no abuse of power, so
Yeah.
that you have accountability, so that you will know that whatever it is that I said we're going to do, my name is on this. I have people that I'm accountable to. Yes, I'm the visionary, but I have people that will hold me accountable. So for that reason, I have to stay on the course.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I'm hearing, because a lot of people, they jump into it, like you said, because other people are doing it. And at the end of the day, your motive is not clear.
Yeah.
The people that are working with you, they don't understand where you're going. You are
Hmm.
behaving like an authority figure where nobody, you don't answer to nobody and nobody can pull you on things like that. But with you, with that structure, it seems like you have respected it. Hence
Yeah.
why it is working for you. So I
Yeah.
just thought I would drug that out so that people don't think it's easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You have to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing I always tell everybody in the foundation, including the trustees, the volunteers, the young people, I tell them Blossom is not for me, it's for all of
Mm,
us, which means
that's
if
right.
Blossom doesn't succeed, it affects all of us. And
Yes.
when I let them have that sort of mindset, it means
Mhm.
everybody can put a mark on the Blossom
Yeah.
planet to say, I did this, because it's for all of us, you
Mm,
know? So, yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Like it, you allow them to have ownership of it. That
yeah,
looks so liberal. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. And know that with all of these things, because with my experience of Blossom, I know there are ways that you structure your things. You don't just do things for doing sake.
yeah.
So you have particular focus and the topics that you cover. Can you share some of them with us?
So, one of the things we're trying to do now, before I go into some things we're done, we're having a meeting in a couple of weeks. We really want to structure. So there's a lot of changes coming, to be honest. We really want to structure Blossom in such a way that every girl who comes in um, is coming in to achieve certain things and to build certain skills. So we're trying to um, build it, or build our activities and everything we do around four core skills, which they are going to use for the rest of their lives. Um, with those four skills, whether you just come in and attend the half-term sessions, you will develop those skills along the way. And by the time you reach age 16, you would have ticked all the boxes. Then you can come back in as a volunteer to help the younger ones. So one of the things we do in terms of the our services is we build skills over the half term. The half term we know is 5 days, it's a week. So we only do 4 days, and it's like a school day. The girls come in 3 days into the center to do the activities. And then on the fourth day, they do an outdoor activities that is linked into the theme for the day. Say, for example, the last one we did was around from the Who Am I series, because the Who Am I series is for 12 months, and
Right.
we started it in October. Um, and the first things we did, we worked around peer pressure, we worked around conflict resolution, and we worked around dealing with failure and yeah, failure. How do you cope with failure? Because all of these three things combined together, or even on its own, can distort the mental health of a young person. So, and young people struggle with decision making, they struggle with um what's the word? the struggle with the word that's just gone out of my head. The struggle in terms of how to sort things out in,
Yes.
in general, and that affects their mental health. So we did a lot of activity around those three areas in our center, and then on the fourth day we went to um it's an outdoor activity. Again, I don't know why words are just disappearing from my mind, but I'm sure when I tell you, you'll remember what it is. So it was an
Yeah.
outdoor activity where they had activities to do. They were put into groups to do, and
Oh,
they go into the room and they try and walk around different things.
oh,
Um,
is it like it's for team building? For
yeah,
team
team
building.
building, and also learning how to deal with stress, because the
Right.
activity in that room was quite chaotic, honestly.
Mm.
And you're trying to find this key, and you have to do this, solve this problem to find the key. And in
So
the
it's
group,
like the escape center where
escape
they have
room,
to find the
escape
clue.
room, yes. Because if you look
Yes.
at it, our minds can be like that escape room. Too many things are going on. And in order for
Yes.
you to actually escape from that chaos in your mind, you need to finish one thing first, then move on to the next, then the next, and you get to the end, which our young people struggle with. So it's dealing with one particular task and making sure you do it properly. So that escape room really helped us understand how our mind works, number one, and also team building. Again, in team building, the girls understood that even when I'm having a bad day, if my brain is all over, I can reach out to a friend to help me. So the whole activity at the escape room was interwoven into the theme for the October half term, and that's pretty much how we run it. It's sort of we're teaching them, and then we're giving them practical skills to match what we've taught them. So that's pretty much a day in the, or should I say, a half term session. And every half term has a different theme.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. When you said we are so focused on the academic side of things, I
Yeah,
believe in raising awesome family.
yeah,
A child that is mentally, spiritually, emotionally,
stable.
academically balanced.
Yeah,
Because from what you just said about that escape room, there's so many skills in that. The
yeah,
team building will help you with your
yeah.
self-control,
Leadership,
your
leadership.
yes, your self-regulation, your emotional intelligence,
Yes, a lot.
things like asking for help,
Yes, when
asking
it's
for help,
tough.
listening.
Yeah,
So important. There were so many things. I just love the fact that you've done the theory aspect of it because the children, it's almost like an examination. You're observing them to see
mhm.
how they've been able to take the theory into the practical aspect.
Yeah,
Because I think that's where the disparity is sometimes, whereby
yes.
in school you just talk and talk and talk at them, apart from
But
the
there's no
practical
proper
skills.
practicality. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Okay. You're talking at them, but you are not creating the situation
yeah,
that will bring them out to then trigger themselves to use that thing. Because if you do not use it and just having the head knowledge of it, it's sometimes not enough when you
yeah,
need to deploy those skills. But when you have used it, you kind of create a neurological pathway there to remember that you don't have to be angry. Maybe you need to ask for help. You don't have to be
exactly,
stressed. Just
exactly.
carry.
Yeah,
Yes, so that is such a unique thing that you are doing for them. And yeah, thank you so much. Um, I know these are one of them. There are some that she does on confidence building as well.
yeah.
So if you have a child that do not have enough confidence, they give them this ambassador thing that you give to them to
Okay.
just build their self-esteem up. Would you like
Yeah.
to speak on that, please?
So, like I said, everything we do in the foundation is built solely around building skills, because you can't function properly as a human being if you don't have skills. You just can't.
Yes,
You're going to struggle. You're
yes,
going to, yeah, literally, you're going to struggle. Yeah. Even so, as to be able to speak to somebody, that's a skill. Yeah.
yes,
So we build everything around skills building. And one of the things we do with our, so we appoint 6 girls every year, and they all go to various schools. to be the Blossom ambassadors. And what they do is they wear the gold badge, and they go into their school with this gold badge. And naturally, people will ask, "Oh, what's that? What's Blossom Foundation?" And the girls, we get to talk about the organization and talk about what we do. Now, there's a few skills that the girls are building as they're doing that. One is leadership skills, because you're leading, you're learning how to represent the organization. You're the face of the organization, which means your behavior, your characters, your attitude must be on point in school, at home, and everywhere you are, because you're carrying our face. That's number two, or number one. Number two, the girls are learning how to publicly speak, because people are asking you. It's not just the other young people asking, teachers are asking, and you're having to publicly speak. So if you're the type that doesn't like speaking, you have no choice but to speak. And it's done in such a subtle way. It's not forcefully forcing them. It's like, look, you're wearing our badge. We care about you. You're our face. Go out and do your stuff. And again, that gingers them up. That helps them. When you call ambassadors, they're ready to do things. And also, um, when we're having events or we're having the half term, the ambassadors already know their job. Um, Say it's time to eat lunch, they've all eaten. The ambassadors will carry the hoover and make sure everywhere is clear. So again, this is them leading on task before you're being asked to do so. And the other thing which is very important with the ambassadorship is, if your behavior at home doesn't tally with what we see, and your parents have come to inform us one, two times, the third time we will strip you of that badge, which means you can't represent us. So again, that keeps them in check in terms of their behavior and the things they do. So being an ambassador, it comes with a whole lot of skills building. It's a very good initiative. And I've had girls who have said, I've grown to be a leader. I didn't even know I was a leader until I started Blossom. I didn't even know I could speak until I started Blossom. And some girls are speaking and leading in their assemblies, their year assemblies, because they have the voice that has been hidden. They can use it now. So the ambassadorship, if I had anything to do with Blossom, yeah, it's a great, yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah. I love the sense of responsibility that you awaken them,
yeah,
because it's not just home. Okay, fine, you're done with Blossom now. You're not going back the way you came. You're going
yeah,
back transformed.
yeah,
There's a quote today that said, acquisition, you can lose it anytime, but your transformation is in
okay,
there.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, transformation is more important than your acquisition.
yeah,
Because if I ask you now, where is your certificate that you use in, in secondary school, you may not find it. But
definitely,
the transformation that you've acquired, we
yeah,
can see it's we can see you using it to impact the children. We
yeah.
don't need to ask you where is your certificate. The transformation is visible. So it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for them.
Thank
And
you.
remember when you're welcome. When I used to be in secondary school and we had this Girls Power Initiative,
Hmm.
GPI, I think they still exist in Nigeria. They
I have no
transform
idea.
life.
Yeah.
You need to look them up. Girls Power Initiative.
Okay.
I am super proud of them because I remember about the period and stuff like that. They were among the people that really explained what that means to us. They will even give
Yeah.
us transportation, to come to the club every Saturday. It was very, very impactful. So when I think about Blossom, it just reminds me of GPI, you know, in a different scale. And I really want to thank you for that because parents, if you're out there and you live in Manchester, in Salford, you should really, really get your girl's child involved in this
Yeah.
charity. But I'm going to ask a very biased question. I don't have a boy child. What
I
about
know.
the boy? What are you doing? What are
Well,
you doing with the boy child?
like I said, I have other partners who do things, so I can recommend a few organizations for the boys
Okay.
that I know, yeah, they would get something positive out of it. So yeah.
Please let us know which organization is that? because
So
they
we,
just feel so much for girls. We need from the boys as well.
yeah, we have the King's Foundation, that is knowledgeable, inspired next generation
Okay.
foundation in Manchester here. We have Reflecting also in Manchester.
Mm,
Those are the two that springs to mind at the moment, and
okay.
yeah, they work with
Okay.
boys.
Okay. So if you could send me the details, I'll add it to the
I
video
will.
as well. You know,
I,
because you guys are doing a good job. Now, I'm just gonna quickly run along, not too long now. How did you manage? Because I know you do a lot for these children. I've seen it. This is not me talking from not experiencing it. I've experienced it. And I know that you do a lot for them, even in terms of giving them ampers for self-care and things like that. How did you manage to fund the foundation before you started getting funding?
uh,
Mm,
so when I started Blossom Foundation, I used my own money. I remember the first time we had our first ever workshop in 2016. I ran around to meet women in my church. I said, please, I want to do something for our young people. I want to sign the constitution. Please, can you put your name on it? And a lot of people put their name in that constitution um, to help me open a bank account. And then the
mm,
first time we did the event, I said, all these people that put their name, I went to them, I said, please, I don't have money yet. Can you help us bring water? Can you bring drinks? Can you bring crisps? So by the time the event came, the whole place was packed with food. And
wow.
then the kind of person I am, I really don't like to burden people. I don't like it at all. So I began to think, okay, are you going to go for the next time you want to put an event, are you going to go and beg all the same people? So I said, you know what, I'm going to do MC jobs. So I started to do MC jobs for charity. I will charge them and I'll give them that account details for Blossom. They'll pay the money in there. So I was doing some work and raising the funds myself until I applied for the national lottery and got the first 10K. And so it's been, God has just been blessing us, and money has been coming in to do the work, and it's really amazing that the charity is running the way it is. Like I said,
Mm,
it's just really solely about the girls. The girls are involved in so many projects. Some they do on their own, like the one they're currently working on now is the BBC Children in Need project. It's a youth social action project where the young people talk about the changes they want to see in the challenges they're facing. So they design the project, they do everything themselves, and to be able to give young people the space and the ability to make a change, or at least to work towards a change they want to see, to do this project on their own, to use their voices. It's amazing. So
yes.
that's one of the projects, but we do quite a lot of different things, to be honest. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. For you to, oh, I don't know what to say. For you to do MC on your spare time, because I know you work as well.
Yeah.
And then just give all the money, to your charity is just
Yeah.
amazing. And I'm so glad that you were able to get that funding. Have
Yeah.
you guys visited number 10?
Yes.
I was like, so wait to number 10.
We were invited.
God, it's good to get that recognition. God, tell
Yeah.
me a bit about what was the visit about? What led you people there? Please just
Yes.
tell us because this is
Yes.
something
So
we should be proud about.
Shout out to BBC Children in Need and to BBC One Extra
Yeah,
Radio. BBC One Extra Radio. I think I've said it the wrong way around anyway. Shout out to them. They invited us, obviously, because they are funding our project and they wanted to hear from the young people. And I could only take two girls with me, and took two girls, and they spoke on just, they touched on one particular area of their project, which is microaggression. So they were talking about the challenges they are having to deal with in schools, and the difference between the treatment, the difference in treatment they get as black girls compared to their white counterparts. and
Mm.
the CEO of BBC Children in Need, Simon, was there. I hope that's his name. Yeah, he was there, and another guy at the head top of my head. I'm bad with remembering names, honestly. From one of the funders too were there, and so we had to meet with the one of the advisors of the prime minister to talk about this, and they were taking notes, and they were going to take it back to the prime minister. So it was a very nice experience for the girls. It was a day's trip, and at the end of the whole event, the girls went on the London Eye again, courtesy of BBC Children in Need and BBC One Radio Extra. So they had a really amazing day. And also, at the end of it, one of the girls put together a write up for our newsletter. Again, like I said, we're all about building skills. So we encourage girls to write. I mean, we're going to start a book club soon because it's important. Reading is
Yeah.
just very important. So yeah, it was a really, really amazing day, and I'm looking forward to more. You might be hearing a lot of us on the radio soon.
Okay. Okay. Let us know. Let us know when it's start because we need to publicize this thing. Because to be honest, I
Yeah.
am so fed up of seeing negative news about us.
Yeah, exactly.
This teenager has done this, that teenager has done.
Yes. Yes.
What about things like this? It's about time that we start getting the positive
Yeah.
news that our children, so that they will know that we still have a chance
Yeah,
to
we
turn
do.
this around. We still have
Definitely.
people
Definitely.
that believe in us, that want to
Yeah.
invest their time, their resources in us. Because I was about to ask you, what are some of the transformational changes that you've seen the girls acquired? So
A
these are
lot.
one example that you've just shared now.
A lot.
I know that Blossom Foundation is in collaboration with other foundation with
Yes.
mutual interests. Can you tell us how this has benefited the foundation? For those that are thinking, okay, I need to start collaborating, but I don't want anybody to derail me. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what you're getting from this collaboration and just tell us a little bit about it?
So partnership is very important, number one,
Mm,
because with partnership, you're more likely going to reach a bigger, wider range of people. So Blossom is in a few partnerships. We're in the North Manchester partnership, which involves a lot of youth organization with Youth Zone being the lead. We're
mm,
in the Mama Health Poverty Partnership, which consists of
mm,
10 women-led organizations based in Greater Manchester, and we have 5 hubs. We have one in Bolton, we have in Wythenshawe, we have in Rochdale, Oldham, and in Manchester. And then we're in the Bassinet partnership, which consists of various organizations and just looking at tackling anti-slavery and what's the other one again? Dear me. Anyway, yeah.
mutilation, what? The female mutilation.
FGM, yeah. So we're in partnership with different organizations under we're all together in Bassinet. And this is
Yeah,
just to tackle anti-trafficking, anti-slavery, all of those things
yeah,
combined together, and how
yeah,
organizations can do more with information as being a part of these partnerships, and we're all learning from all these
yeah,
partnerships. So collaboration and partnership work is very, very important because Blossom again, they've helped Blossom grow,
yeah,
and the kind of how we, from our standpoint, we have to constantly learn, we have to train, we have to develop because of the people we're working with, young people. So it's important to always be on top of our game kind of thing. So that's why partnership is a must for us. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's good. So if you're out there, you are doing it solo, and if you don't mind, how did you guys even find one another? How did you find this organization? In case someone is say, okay, fine, I'm open to it, but I don't know where to find them.
So the lead of the I'll talk about Mama. In fact, in all the partnership we were approached, to be honest, and the
Right.
lead partnership member for Mama is Son, which is run by the CEO, Rose Sally. And obviously, Rose Sally has spoken at Blossom event a few times in the past, I think in 2016, 2018.
Mm.
And she literally handpicks everybody because she has known of our work or has worked with us one way and another. And
Yeah.
she had that mindset that, okay, we all have the same mindset. We all
Yes.
want to do the same thing to help our African women and girls. So we need to come together as a partnership. And we have been in partnership since 2018. And it's really
Mm.
been amazing, honestly. We've done quite a lot of stuff through the partnership. So to be in a partnership is not just to join partners, but you really have to be singing from the same hymn book. If you're not, then it's pointless.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So if you're out there, you're flying solo and you think, okay, maybe next year we need to get into partnership. She has said a lot. So you need to singing it from the same inbook means have similar mindsets,
Yeah.
similar values, similar beliefs,
Yes.
similar outcome. If you
Yes.
know, she said 10 women, 10 women charity together.
Yes.
That alone has a commonality. And then you are serving almost the same audience, the
Yes.
African community or the BAME community, I should call it. You
Yeah,
are
we say
serving,
BAME, but we remove we really focus on Africa because when you say BAME, the two
I know,
countries or groups that come on is the Caribbeans and Asians. So we
right.
say BME African, so they know that yes, the African community to exist and they need help.
Right. Okay. So you see no, it's true though. It's good you clarify these things so that if you are joining into partnership and you guys are not heading in the same direction, that on its own is trouble. So
Yeah,
make sure you answer people that you have some. And you also bring something to the table as well. Because if you heard her speak, she said the lady that is the head of everything, the umbrella, she's worked with these foundations at different points. So what
mhm,
that means is that she knows their capacity. She know they are not coming there for a press to take. They are all helping one another, the way
yeah,
I see. So don't just think, oh, I need someone that will help me get the funding, and after that you scamper away and do XYZ with it. It's not going to work like that. So you need to ensure that you work together and you remain together to achieve similar goal and be
yeah,
consistent. If you ruin one partnership, you know this word is a very small word. They have a way of words getting around. So please do well to be open, be fair, and just stick to your vision and let's not do something that we're not supposed to be doing. So my final question on this is I think you've said it all. Is there any transformational change that you've seen that you like we've not mentioned, but I just want to highlight this that this is what happened and you want to share it? Is there anything that come to mind and amongst the girls?
yeah. Another transformation I've seen is the girls who was having relationship issues with their parents now learning and understanding their parents. It's not they're not there yet, but
Mm.
understanding that, oh, actually I don't have to always react this way, I don't have to always respond this way, and oh,
Yeah,
actually I can, there are many ways to communicate to my mom and dad. If they're not listening to me at that particular time, I can always go away and come back. Or if they still don't want to hear, I can, hey, I can send mommy a message. But
yeah,
understanding that, there are other ways, there are better ways to communicate with your parents. You don't have to always come across rude or
yeah,
disrespectful. And if mommy and daddy are not listening, there's actually somebody else who will listen to you. Blossom will always listen to you. So
yeah,
it's to see them transform from that, not understanding, why I'm reacting a certain way, to understanding that, oh, okay, it's because of XYZ, and actually I can do things differently. So there's
yeah,
quite a lot of transformation I've seen. Transitionist, that's my name as a coach. Also,
yeah.
we work with our girls through that transition stages, because a girl who is a child, age 10, will act differently when she's age 15. And you have to
Yes.
understand now that this generation we're in, an age 10-year-old girl will act like she's already 12. and an
Yes.
age 12-year-old girl, we act like she's 16. So
Yeah.
it's important we understand them through that transition stages of their lives and be able to support them with very different support in every transition stages they find themselves. So yeah, there's many transitions. I've seen girls, being able to lead. Their leadership skills is just popping up. I've
Mm.
seen girls who are able to speak something they will not be able to do in the past. I've seen girls also transit from pain of losing a loved one to being
Yeah.
accepting it and saying, you know what, my life doesn't have to end. I know how to deal with it. It's okay to think about the person I've lost, but hey, I have to keep moving. So there's
Yeah.
many things we really aim to teach our girls. And also I've seen girls who just would just speak anyhow in the public. They just keep yak 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 yak. They're learning how to control the words that come out of their mouth and how to speak. So there's a lot. And I've seen girls who are actually shy, who don't talk, like your daughter. And the last time I saw her, I'm like, whoa, is that my Aya? She's changed, she's transformed. So yeah, it's important that young people get the right support through that transitional stages of their life, because that's where things go potentially pear-shaped.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Blossom, the team, the volunteers, and I love the way you kind of bring them back when they are old enough. If you want to volunteer, please do that because
Yeah,
they've lived through that, and
yeah,
it will build even further connection
yes.
with those people, to see people that are going through their journey, and that just kind of solidify whatever it is that they've learned. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for doing that. Do you have any final word, to share with us today before we let you go?
Right. The final word which I want to say, which is what I say all the time, is it takes a village to raise a child. That's our African saying, and we really need to stick with it. That village is your teacher, is foundations like Blossom Foundation, is your youth minister in church, or is your auntie down the road. They all collectively raise that child. So long, and also so long as that child's life is not being harmed, there's no harm to that child, which means um what do you call it, safeguarding that child is a very important part of raising that child. And we cannot
Yeah.
close our eyes when there's safeguarding issue and pretend it
Mm,
doesn't exist. No, all of that is interwoven into raising that child. And we, the villagers, I call them our village people, we have to collectively
mm,
help that child and just to understand that child. I think we really need to understand young people. When a young person tells you they're depressed, don't wave it off. Acknowledge
yes.
their depression, because their depression is different from our depression. Their depression
Yes.
could just mean they have no friends, and they are
Mm,
okay to feel like that. It's valid. But then help
yes.
them and say, okay, how can I help you come out of this depression? You don't need to self harm to deal with it. How can we walk
Yeah.
around it? One of the services Blossom provides also is we have a mental health team. And in our mental health team, we have a therapist, because our girls like to talk, and
Mm,
so we check up on them. And so, like I said, there's a lot of changes coming with this 10 year. We're just trying to structure things better,
mhm.
and when we're fully structured, you will see it.
I'm looking forward to hearing all the wonderful things. It's
Yeah.
just great to know, that children find it's a safe haven for them.
Yeah.
Because I've worked with children and I asked them if something absolutely went wrong today, who would you confide in? And not a lot of them want to confide in their parents, they want to confide in
Exactly.
friends.
Yeah.
And these friends, remember, they are similar age, just like the blind leading the blind. So
Yeah.
knowing that an organization like Blossom is there to be a safe haven for these children, for them to
Mhm.
talk, and you bridging the gap between the parents and the children is a beautiful thing. Is a very,
Yeah.
very beautiful thing to see, and that will relieve a lot of parents. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Layo, for your time today. We recorded this even on the weekend, and she's giving her time for us.
Yeah.
For us to know. Like I always say to people, our stories are valid. If you don't listen to people's story, you don't understand their glory. You know, they were celebrating 10 years anniversary. There was the journal, and congratulations, by the way, and to
Thank
your team.
you.
There was the journal, and like a booklet and everything. There was the
Oh yeah, the
bag,
girls put the
you know.
magazine together
Y-
themselves.
The girls
Yeah.
did. That
So
is
again,
awesome.
you see the skills we have developed in these girls. One of the girls led on the whole project. Obviously, the contents of the magazine, the girls
Yeah.
came together
Hey,
during their
yeah.
half term. Over, I think, for like 6 months, they were collecting content since February.
Wow.
They were collecting
Wow.
content, and that girl designed the magazine, sent it to me. I looked at it. I sent it to our trustees. Everybody looked at it, okayed it, and we printed it. So again, that's something that they would not necessarily do on an ordinary day if we hadn't been pushing, soft push, of course, and encouraging and teaching them and just supporting them through it. So, and she was quite happy. She did that, and not only did she do that when she's applying for her college now because she's in her final year of secondary school. In her write up, she can put those two things down. So
Yes.
again,
Project
yeah,
management.
yeah,
She's project manager. That's what she is. And
yes.
I wonder how you felt that they took that off your hands. I wonder how that made you feel.
In fact, I wasn't willing to do it in the first place. I was not going to do it. I told them this, you guys are telling your story, go and do it. Yeah. Again, there are ways in which you can encourage young people to do things. Even when they say, "Oh, I can't do it," you let them know that why can't you do it? There's no difference between you and another girl who has done it. And one of the things we always say in Blossom is we have it on a notice board. We do not use the words "I can't." Any negative words, they're prohibited, and the girls will tell you we're not allowed to use those words because they know that you can do absolutely anything you set your heart on. You just need to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That intentionality and the fact that they even remember, that's beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much, Lyra.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for joining us today. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? I'm not begging you people. Subscribe because there are people we are going to be bringing. And the more you subscribe, the more you share for us, the more
Yeah.
people we get this message, the more impact we are going to be making. You know, we are recording even a weekend to get this across, to get this information. If you're out there, you see that things are not done the way you want, or you want to be able to help in certain way. I hope Lion's story has inspired you to be able to make that contribution. If all of us make our contribution and influence people in our own sphere, you see that the world will be a kinder place
Yeah.
for us. And also, we have a positive intentional diaspora parenting conference coming up on the 18th of November. So I'm going to drop the link as well for registration if you've not registered for you to join us. And we're going to be talking about how to raise global positive change agents. Parents, we need to wake up and do
Yeah.
better so that we live in a kinder world. Because if
Yeah.
each parents do their best, we have kind children all over the place, and the society will be better off for it. So come together, let's work together. Thank you so much, Layo. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
All right,
Thank
then take care. Bye.
you. Bye.